Ashley Bellier. I live at 248 Pine Street.
My name is Melissa Bellier.
I mean, I bought Boo from a pet shop as a puppy, and he had a lot of problems, but I always paid for everything for medical just to have him. He had eye surgery and he's had a tumor removed, and he has been attacked by a dog, but he's always managed through. He always stayed so strong, and that's why I thought he was gonna make it through this. And Ace, I got him as a puppy at a pet store as well, and he was just had a lot of clumsy problems, like he broke a leg once and he swallowed a Tylenol, but we always took such good care of him. And you know, they just were fighters no matter what. They might have had the worst luck in the world, but they loved us no matter what. They were strong. They were strong.
I decided I was going to come, like something told me to come check on these dogs. As I pulled on the driveway, I smelled something burning. I looked at my car to make sure my car wasn't smoking or whatever. Just thought, you know, nothing of it. And then as I get close to the door, I hear the fire alarm, but it sounded like it was so far in a distance. So I put the key in the door and I like looked around to make sure nobody else's house was on fire. And as I do, I like went to go put the key in the door and open the door, but it felt like someone was like standing behind it, like holding it. So I was like, what? So I like put all my might into it to open the door, and the smoke just like smacked me in the face, and I was like, oh my God. So I screamed for the dogs, and they didn't respond. So that's when I called 911. I told the fire department when they got here about the dogs. And then thank God my cousin Chris came, and he also told them about the dogs. And once they found them, they were unresponsive when they came out. And they tried their hardest to save these dogs. They really did. Without them, they wouldn't have had any chance of living.
I was working in Boston, and I received a phone call, and they told me it was an emergency, and I automatically, my legs felt like jello. I went to the phone, and my sister said that the house had been on fire and that the boys were inside, and she said just get to the hospital as soon as you can. And so I did, and there was some hope. New England Medical Center did the best they could, and the boys really hung in. And I just made my way to the hospital as fast as I could, and I really had no idea what condition the dogs were in. I had no idea what condition the house was in, and so it was all very scary not being here. But we prayed and we made it through, and we thank the Stoughton Fire Department and the police department, because, you know, without them, you know, my dogs wouldn't have had a chance to make it to the hospital, and because of that, we were able to say goodbye to the dogs. And, you know, we thank everyone who's been so supportive, to the family and to me and to my sister and to the dogs and my mom and my dad. I know nothing can bring them back, but you know, we're just very thankful for what has happened, and you know, although some bad came out of it, maybe some good did too. Boo was 6, and he was just the best guy ever. He just loved people, and he loved being outside even though he was a Chihuahua. And Ace, we always called him Mr. Jealous because he was always jealous, so Boo always got a lot of attention. But they loved everyone, they loved the neighborhood, they loved Stoughton, and they loved Mansfield. They're just really good guys.
Tell me some more about him.
This was Ace. He was 3 years old, and he was only 6 pounds, but he was a fighter. He just loved to play with his toys, and he was not picky with food, but he didn't like his diet food. He wasn't really on a diet because Boo was. Boo was a little bit bigger than Ace. He's 6 years old, and he was a little bit overweight, but everyone called him a porker. They just both loved people so much, and it's just, I can't believe they're gone because they were my everything. I would possibly like to start a research donation program to donate to animals who do survive fires and who are exposed to smoke inhalation, because during my boy's stay at the hospital, there was a lot of research being done because not a lot of animals survive. It would be a good thing to have. I hope some knowledge comes out of this and that something good could come out of this, and it would be a nice thing, I think, for other animals that have to go through this and other families.